If you've ever felt that quiet, persistent pull to create, that whisper that there's more to life, you keep losing it in the noise of the daily routine, this might be the spark that you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Creative Resonance, where art, life, and wild expression collide. I'm Athena Rose, artist and creator, here to remind you that life is your canvas, and every choice you make is a brush stroke. Join me, and let's create something beautiful together. This week, I'm here to invite you on an artist's way journey, a creative collective in a way, a creative resonance. This week on the Creative Resonance, I introduce you to Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, and I share with you my original journey and how powerful I believe this process is, and now I want to share that process with you through a creative circle. The Creative Resonance, where we come together as a creative cluster, dive into the full creatives that we can be in our lives. 2 years ago, I left nursing, a role I fought to get into, one that never fully aligned with my deeper calling. I was tired of pushing through the life and death moments in a broken system that demanded more than it gave. I wanted to live, not just survive. I wanted to create, not just cope. I want to share how the shift set me on a path of radical self-discovery, how it led me to embrace my creative power, what's shaping the life I'm building today. And if you're ready to reconnect with your own creative fire, I hope you'll join me on this next chapter.
Part 1, The Breaking Point.
Leaving nursing wasn't just stepping into a new career. It was reclaiming my life. I had spent years moving through environments where life and death were a daily reality, where every second felt precious. I was constantly asking myself, what am I doing with my time here? It wasn't the losses that broke me. It was the saves. Moments I'd managed to pull somebody back from the edge, to keep them alive long enough to get them to their next space. And then feeling the crushing weight of a system that wasn't built to support the deep, deep human connection I was there to provide. Those were the moments that made me question everything. I realized I was giving so much of myself, sacrificing my own well-being to keep a broken system running. And in doing so, I had lost myself. But eventually, I started to break free. When I finally left nursing, it wasn't an impulsive decision. It was a strategic leap, something I believed would be more aligned with who I really am. I thought I'd become a coach. I had all the training, all of the certifications, and a deep desire to help others. But as I started down that path, I realized something. I was still trying to fit myself into a box. And then I found the artist's way. I picked it up the month after I left nursing, right around the time I quit drinking, a habit that felt unbreakable for years. It felt like a sign, like I had found the exact guide at the exact moment I needed it. It taught me to see myself as a creator, an artist, to trust my instincts, to reclaim my time, and to stop looking outside of myself for permission to create. Showed me that true creativity wasn't about being good enough. It's about being alive and connected and fully present in the world around you. The creative rebirth. Since then, I've gone from burnout nurse to full-time artist and creator, someone who paints the wild, untamed beauty of California, not just as a background, but a way of grounding myself into what truly matters, just like the greats before me. I've learned to stand in my truth, see my work as valuable, even when others in the world tell me I should just get a real job, and to push through the storms of self-doubt and external criticism. And that's what the artist's way unlocked for me. It helped rewire my brain not just to see art as an output, but as a way of being and of something of value. It taught me to follow my curiosity, to create without needing permission, to live fully, deeply, and unapologetically in the time that I have. So, here's what I'm building. A creative cluster, a creative resonance, a community of people who are ready to break free from the stories that they've been told, who are ready to reclaim their creative power, and who want to live fully in the time that they have. Over the next few months, I'll be reopening The Artist's Way, not just as a reader, but as someone who's been through the fire, who's learned to stand in her truth, and who's ready to go even deeper. And just to be clear here, I'm not a teacher, I'm a co-participant. I'll be walking through this process right alongside you. I'll be creating a community within YouTube that we can share our journeys together. I'll be sharing my reflections and my experiences, but this is a pure led journey. We're all here to learn from each other, to dig deep, and to support each other as we uncover our creative potentials. If you want to join me, I encourage you to get a copy of The Artist's Way directly from Julia Cameron's website or from a local bookstore. I'll include a link in the description so you can support the author directly. So if you're feeling the call, join me next week. I start with the intro of Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, and I'll be giving you more details there. So if you're feeling that call, if you're ready to reclaim your time, to reconnect with your creative power, and to build a life that feels deeply, unapologetically yours, I invite you to join me on this journey. Hit subscribe, drop a comment, and stick around for the next chapter. This is just the beginning. Let's see where it takes us. Thank you for spending your time with me. If you felt that spark, that quiet, powerful pulse of inspiration, I'd love to hear your story. Share a comment, join our circle, and keep creating.